Wicked Part 1 is the first half of the film adaptation of the musical Wicked, which itself is based off a book, which itself is based off a movie, which itself is based off a book. Yada, yada, yada. Things are kind of complicated. But so just to start off, just quick review of this movie. Quick, just in case you're gonna click off after the first 49 seconds, which my channel analytics tell me that a lot of you do, which is kind of hurtful, is, this is great. This is a great movie. This is good. This is great. This is a good movie. Go out, if you haven't seen it already, my review is kind of late. I feel like every other critic in the world that has seen this movie that is going to see this movie has already reviewed it, other than myself. So, see it. So that's in a minute. Okay, actual review. First off, the movie's rated PG. There's nothing in here that could harm a child other than your child might have to reconcile with the idea of morals and but basically what this movie is, it's a prequel to, wait, I've already said all of that. So in this movie you basically see Glinda, who in The Wizard of Oz is the Good Witch of the East, and Elphaba, who later becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. You see them in college, questioning. And what this movie does, and the musical as well, it introduces you to them and shows you them in college and how Elphaba is actually a really good person, and everyone that says she isn't, and the way they talk about The Wizard of Oz, basically The Wizard of Oz is a propaganda film. I've heard of somebody else, I think Brad Jones, who review, but that's what it is. The Wizard of Oz is a propaganda film, pretty much. But just, okay, positives. Okay, so a lot of people are really praising Ariana Grande in this, and that's fair, because she is great, but I think the only reason she's getting so much praise is because she's the more famous person in it, because Cynthia Erivo is Oscar-winning performance in this. She's so good. Jonathan Bailey, not John Bailey. Those are two John Bailey's the honest Traverse guy. He's really good in this. Peter Dinklage voices the goat. He's really good in this. And what this movie really did well for me, as personally, so this is not to turn this review into a pity party for myself, okay? Because I have therapy for that. I've kind of been bullied my entire life, since preschool. And this movie, I've never been physically bullied. So the type of bullying that I've gotten my entire life is the type of bullying this movie depicts, and it depicts it so well. I've never seen a movie depict the type of bullying that I get as well as this one. Okay, so songs, they're all great. They're all from the stage, they're all great. And kind of the most positive thing I can say about this is that it's just a pleasant theater experience. And it's this and Wonka from last year are kind of very similar in that they kind of even though they're both based off of things that are classics, and even with this, the Wicked musical is by far a classic. It was the Hamilton of the 2000s. But I'm talking about Wizard of Wonka, and it was these are going to become classics, and it's both of these, because they're just great music. Kids, it's genius. So what else? Everything was just done really well. So also there's a pretty overt Holocaust metaphor. Not overt as in, it's really well done. It's a really well done metaphor for the Holocaust. and with the animals, and it's done so well. And like it's this it's this movie is just so good. But negatives. Um okay, I have two negatives. One is an actual complaint, and one is me cinema sensing it up. So the first one, Bowen Yang, who's really funny on SNL. He's really funny on SNL. Is in this movie. He plays like one of Gwenda's friends, and he's not given a whole lot to do, which is, I don't. To be fair, his character that he's playing in the stage musical didn't have a whole lot to do, but like every time like they would try and do something funny, and then they would do one thing funny and then not do that. I was like, oh, this guy's talented. He's really funny. They should have used more of him in this. And the other one is just me cinema sensing it up. So, and if water kills Elphaba, then how come she's able to cry so much without being dead? And listen, I know that Sam Raimi, James Franco, Mila Kunis, James Franco and Mila Kunis, that really didn't age well, did that. And that movie sucked, and I didn't need them to just do that. Maybe just don't show her crying. But, like, that's just me being stupid, okay? Like, I'm sure there's a difference between a bucket of water and tears, like, scientifically. I'm sure there's a scientific difference. I just don't know difference. And so that's it. Oh, also, like, my entire head, like, getting into this movie, this is not a complaint. This is just a funny story. I kept thinking this is a Warner Brothers movie, and then the Universal logo came on, and I was like, oh. Home Alone face. Because The Wizard of Oz, the original, is a Warner Brothers movie. But then I remembered, oh yeah, Wizard of Oz is in the public domain. So technically this can, not the movie, but like the book and stuff. So like technically anyone can do a Wizard of Oz thing and take things from that 1939 movie, and there's a legal loophole in there. Yeah. But actually, The Wizard of Oz was originally an MGM. MGM? Is that? Yeah, it's MGM. It's not M&M, which is what you were thinking. That's a toy. That's a wrapper, and that's also a thing with wrappers because it's a candy. MGM movie. But then Warner Brothers bought MGM in like the 90s. Well, oh, wait, no. Oh, they didn't buy MGM. They bought like a significant area of MGM's like library, and that's how they own like Wizard of Oz and Tom and Jerry and stuff. I think because of they wanted to start Cartoon Network. I don't know. I've heard that somewhere. It makes sense because you've watched the original Wizard of Oz. There's an MGM logo in the beginning, but now it's a Warner Brothers movie. Things are complicated. Okay, that's it.